So, Dan, we are trying to put together a flight of rye whiskeys. What are some of the things that you look for when you're trying to establish an order in which spirits judges are going to be evaluating this particular spirit?
Right. So first and foremost, I think proof needs to be in consideration. So we've already broken these up into what we're calling the low proof ryes and the high proof ryes. So you've got to set a mark somewhere. 100 proof makes sense to both of us. So that's what we're deciding on. So these are already happen to be in order of proof. So that's a good place to start. From there, I think you kind of have to go right to nosing. You can start looking for color. That is something that can play in. You know, if something is much older or has a significant, second barrel it touches, if it's a finished whiskey, things like that can play in.
Right.
But I think going right into just analyzing it with your nose is the way to go.
Yeah, I agree. And rye is one of those spirits that has a decent amount of variability within the style in terms of the types of notes you can pick up. You can pick up more barrel notes, you can pick up more grain notes. Right. You've got your spicy ryes versus your sweet ryes. Here in Virginia, there's not that much of a stylistic regional distinction as opposed to a Maryland style rye versus a Pennsylvania style rye.
Right.
So
now,
we're not looking for that.
Exactly. Now, if I did have mash bills in front of me for all of these whiskeys, that might be another way I start to divvy these up. But that's just not the case here.
Right. So what are you picking up initially on just via nosing? Because I don't know that this is, if I was just nosing these, I would put these in a different order.
I agree, yeah. So I think just right off the bat, I'm looking for what stands out the most.
Yeah.
Right, and that for me, the one that seems like the odd duck in this group, there's definitely a lot of differences between these bottles. They're not super similar, but I think the one that smells the most different is the Copper Fox. Do you agree?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. It's got
smoky almost.
Yeah, smoky,
almost
like a single malt Islay Scotch or a Highland.
I mean, it's got some significant smoke on the nose.
Yeah.
And so immediately, that's the first thing. I'm just noting that. I haven't even tasted anything yet.
And the number 3 here, the Gentleman's Journey is very sweet and gentle on the nose. So to me, immediately, now this could change when we taste these, right? But immediately I'm thinking, this is my A mark.
I'm on the same wavelength with you here. I'm gonna go ahead and just switch those here if you want to follow.
Okay. Yep. Let's do that. Okay.
Not even having tasted anything yet, but
and I might almost want to do the same thing with these next two because, well, now I'm kind of going back. You know, I think at this point, since we've made this one modification, we should maybe start just doing a little tasting.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting.
It's almost, I know we just came from malt whiskeys, single malts. This is it's a little malty to me. I wonder if they have a heavy level of malted barley in this, which if I did have the mash bills in front of me, if I saw something had a lot of malted barley in it, that would have moved to the front anyway. So
automatic candidate, yeah. A little hot on the finish, but I don't think in a problematic way because again we're low proof here, so it's hot on the finish, but it's not a proof hotness.
Yeah.
So that's an indicator to our judges.
And that's kind of one of the inherent things that makes judging ryes difficult. Is that what is that perceived spice that you're getting from the grain, and what is the proof?
Exactly.
And since we're only operating in a range of 6 proof points here, so I think any order we end up in, regardless of proof, is going to be valid.
It'll be acceptable, yeah. Very classic to me.
It's nice.
Kind of a straight down the middle. Nice fruit actually on the back.
Yeah.
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 I like that.
I think in terms of perception of proof, right? I think they're
right down the middle.
Right there.
Yep. And so now we're reaching the end of the flight where certain idiosyncrasies that make the spirit unique can be showcased without us worrying about those flavor notes bleeding in and affecting some of the more delicate stuff that you would put at the beginning of the flight. Yeah. So I get almost like a pencil shaving thing on the nose on this.
I can see that for sure. Now, none of these, I'm kind of surprised, none of these have, there's a certain herbaceousness. People will say dill or mint or thyme, None of these examples are really carrying that through to me.
This would be the only one where I could see a slight argument for that. Just a very, it's more of a, what we would call a chemisthetic kind of back of the palate. Again, I don't have a problem with this here. I think it's less fruity and a little bit more earthy than the one that comes before it, which I think is a natural progression.
Yeah.
Earth can overpower fruit, so we put fruit first.
Completely agree.
Works for me.
We're starting to get into that more spicy kind of territory here, which I think makes sense given how, light we kind of started out.
Right, and so now we've already flagged this on the nose as being...
Wow, I've never smelt, and I've had this before, an earlier batch, because I can tell the label has changed.
Yeah.
They've changed.
It's a rye that tastes like a single malt, or at least noses like a single malt.
Yeah, I agree. That's so interesting. I think this placement's correct, though.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
It is so smoky.
But it also has a really good, oily palate coating mouthfeel.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't get punished in any way. But I don't know, you're right, if you weren't telling me what spirit style this is, I don't know that I would highlight this as a rye whiskey. Certainly not blind.
No, definitely not blind. Finished with toasted applewood and oak. So that's probably where more of that wood influence is coming in.
And so we have an option of putting notes for our panel chairs. And so maybe that's a note that we can leave. And what we do is we'll just leave it up to the panel chair. It's their discretion if they decide they need to use that note. So if there's a debate that ignites within the panel and we can't move past what this is, then maybe the panel chair can come in and say, the note on the sheet says that this was finished with the toasted apple. Right. And maybe that helps resolve some concerns or some questions where maybe somebody's thinking about docking this for something.
Sure.
And then they can have that conversation at least.
I think that is definitely worthwhile given, I haven't read all of these labels super analytically, but I believe that is the only one that has any other sort of wood finishing or alterations made to the whiskey after its initial maturation.
Right.
So I think that's going to be a worthwhile note to put down.
Yeah.
I think this order is the way to go here.
Yeah.
Anything that you think might be worth changing?
No, I think this is the way to go. And viewers at home, you've just watched us flight one flight of rye whiskey for a much larger whiskey class in a much larger spirits competition. So this is how you do it. These are the kinds of conversations that take place behind closed doors, behind the curtain, so to speak. And thank you for joining us to take a little peek behind the scenes. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.